So what's up, everyone? I just wanted to take a little bit of your time and really talk about what spirituality is for those people that don't know, and for even the people that know. Um, I want to read this article. It's from psychologytoday.com. Y'all can go in there and read the article about what is spirituality. But I thought this was like pretty interesting. It says, "What is spirituality?" Spirituality can mean different things to different people. For some, it's primarily about participation in organized religion. For others, it's a non religious experience that involves getting in touch with um, their spiritual selves through private prayer, yoga, meditation, quiet reflection, or time in nature. An instant towards spirituality appears to be deeply ingrained in humans, people can't help but ask big questions. Research shows. Let me put my glasses on. Y'all. You don't want to put this up here real quick. Give me a second. Okay, it says research shows that even declared skeptics can't stifle a sense that there is something greater than the physical world they see. As the brain processes sensory experiences, it naturally looks for patterns, and people's conscious selves often seek meaning in their patterns. This can lead to the phenomenon known as cognitive dissonance. Dissonance. I'm saying the word wrong. I swear I am. Which describes how once one believes in something, it is strongly inclined to try to explain away anything that conflicts with it. Cognitive dissonance is not unique to religion or spirituality, but often occurs in the contents of such belief. And then it goes, a little bit further, and it says, "Are spiritual people healthy?" That this is a good one. It says many people identify as spiritual but not religious, with a few expectations. The percentage of adults identifying as religious in many industrialized countries is declining, which is great. It's freaking awesome. While remaining generally high in less developed nations, it's highly possible that even as religious affiliation decreases, a sense of spiritual identification could remain steady or even increase. It goes more to say no causal link has been established, but higher levels of spirituality have been linked to increased compassion, strengthened relationships, and improved self-esteem. Um, and then it says, and there may be a downside to eschewing spirituality entirely. Some research has indicated that avoiding magical thinking, and they do magical thinking like this, they put it in quotation basically. And being able to identify patterns in the surrounding world may be linked to depression or enhodynia, the inability to experience pleasure. Okay, so my take on it is that I think ever since I was a kid, I always had questions about you know God or the higher power or where all that stuff come from. As I got older, those questions always arise, but I was never really into religion. I was forced as a kid, like let's say 5 into like I don't know 13, 14. As I was growing up, I was forced into Christianity and taught a set of. I mean, I think we all were, at some point because it's a whole Western thing that they try to ingrain in you that you know um, there's no other higher power other than Lord God, Jesus, stuff like that. But as I was a kid growing up, I for one, I used to always go to sleep. I used to always go to sleep when the preacher um, said like made his sermon or preached or whatever it is, and then I really didn't. It wasn't like an interest in me. Like I always was thinking about you know um, I always like was a high spiritually in tune person. So I always had questions. I always had like these thoughts that people couldn't answer, and that's what I mean. Even to this day, I'm still like I'm always asking questions about spirituality, whether it be, well, spirituality, religion, and I think I'm good with the whole deities and higher power and stuff like that. I understand that concept, but most people in this world, even to this day, they still taught, about Christianity, Islam, Judaism. Um, um, just particular religious sects. And the problem is that we were never like just like animals and like certain other little beings or whatever, because we just in obviously we just in one little set of we only in one set of reality. Um, a lot of people or they don't really. I mean, we more spiritual than we are given a set of rules and ideologies and things of that nature. We're not supposed to be held down by religious sects. It's because basically it's a code, I mean, but even at that point, like it's still a set of rules, and it tries to discipline, you into believing, certain things that you may or may not be real. And I know certain people. I mean, people had a certain experiences. That's what I'm trying to say, and they could speak on what they feel like is religion and higher beings and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, we still not like Christianity has been proven many times over to be fictitious. The Nation of Islam as well, and I like my Moors, but at the same time, like they kind of the Nation of Islam and the Moors Science Temple, all that shit is still the same thing. At some point, it's a tweaked version. That's just like how Jehovah Witnesses and Christianity, those are like a spinoff of each other. So once you start asking questions, once your spirit tells you to ask questions, go to this person to talk to, or you just meet certain people in your lifetime to like, if you're looking for the truth will find you. So you don't have to really stress about anything, when it comes to finding and living in your truth, especially when it comes to spirituality and religion, because even like I delved into, um, like Taoism. I mean, I read about it anyway. And then like my whole thing is I like the Yoruba tradition, and how a lot of their deities are nature based, and it's pretty much what resides in you, you know. But everybody got their own thing that they like to get into, you know. But I always say too, like if it ain't the man, woman, and child, and that's I'm on the Ankh, I'm talking about the Ankh, and like I'm more so man, woman, and child, and that's the whole family. And talking about that, I'm not about Jesus, Lord God, because even at that, C. Freeman L. He always talked about like you know the meaning of God is it means generator, operator, and destroyer. But I mean, people got their different representations of who they believe God is, and people still program too. So you got to detach yourself from the program as well. That's very important. If you can't really detach yourself from, the quote unquote program, then then you bound to like repeat the same thing over and over until you get it right. You know, at one time, when my friend was teaching me about Qigong, he wanted to take the bamboo stick and like, but that's how I feel with certain people in religion. And I'm not saying like it's my whole thing with the bamboo stick would just get you to like get out of that way of thinking of Christianity, Islam, and because even Allah means arm, leg, arm, head, or some shit like that. But that's seven percenters, you know, um, mention or like meaning, as far as I know anyway. But yeah, I mean, be more spiritual is where I'm getting at. I'm trying not to put the camera into the light too much or whatever. You see my hand? Like I wish I had like some type of, you know, um, I wish I had some type of lighting kick, but I'll work on that. But be more spiritual than religious, man, because in your heart, spirit, and mind, you know something that's like looking over your creator or like creators, that's looking over you and watching you and having your back, and you can't really until you really know or been places or whatever in your mind and in places like on in this realm, even in your dreams, I always say it's like your real world, because if we understand like how this reality is, we understand that it's a illusion, some sort. Let me turn this on off. Excuse me, but even understanding that, we gotta figure out like, you know, what's real and fictitious, what's for us and not for us, and even like a lot of the Christianity stuff goes off of like old Egyptian um, ideologies as well, because that Christianity was taken from. I mean, you have these people that um, took you had these people that took what I'm trying to say. You had these people that took Christianity and put a whole bunch of fictitious stories in there. And then they try to wash off the walls of Egypt or certain places that had black history, quote unquote, and they try to put it into. They try to make their own story. I mean, some parts of the Bible maybe try to teach you discipline, and they got different principles in there. But all in all, it's one of them things where you got to think about this. You got to think about having an open mind about uh, what could be the truth or what could be something that you want to hear, except for the stuff that you've been tied down to. And only the strong survive, with this information that I'm talking about. Just trying to find out your truth and try to find out, like, read history. No, it's itchy, sorry. History teaches you a lot of things about yourself and other people around you, other ethnic groups, what they do and what they've been doing for like generations and generations and generations. um, and it tells you who's the quote unquote enemy and who to trust and not to trust, what was created, what was, they just teach you different things or whatever. So you want to really take time to read, ask questions to people that you could trust or the people that's going to listen to you. Because I learned over the years, like, if you have a strong support system and you talk about these certain things which come with the truth or whatever, then you'll kind of understand that, like, you was, a lot of stuff that you be thinking in your mind be right. You just need some clarity. Everybody need clarity, and that's no problem. But you have to get to the point to where you want clarity, except for like what you've been given, you know. And you want to be a free thinker, man. You don't want to just be bogged down in religion and and religious dogma. There we go. You don't want to be bogged down in religious dogma and be talking about like stuff that it's outdated, you know. But spirituality is important to everyone, you know. Don't get into like, you know, don't get into something that you ain't ready for until you're ready for it. And like your spirit will lead you to certain things, so you could like it's like a book, you know. You what we do with books, we open it up, we come to some type of understanding of whatever it is, you know, and we it's how we comprehend, you know, a lot of the things that's given to us or that we read. So we want to make sure we comprehend everything that we read, and that's why we ask questions. But a lot of people are scared to ask questions because, you know, the support system that's around them, and people that ain't really ready for, you know, the different things that they supposed to be doing. You know, everybody's still stuck in. I mean, not everybody, but people be stuck into stuff that no longer serves them, and you know, sometimes we have to shed off. You know how we, you know, like I'm fat, so you gotta shed off the fat, and then you gotta add like layers that actually are for you. You know, so it's all about de-setting the layers and, you know, coming into some type of new way of thinking. That's something that's conducive towards you know, what you need to be, you know, what spirit leads you to be doing. So yeah, just remember that, y'all. I just want to, you know, tap in and, you know, tell y'all some advice or give y'all my thoughts on like how spirituality is and versus religion, basically. So hope y'all learned something. You know, if y'all got questions, you know, you can always comment in the comment section. Uh, but like, share, subscribe to my channel. You know, I'm just a guy that's a rational thinker. I always come with some type of truth in my own light, and you know, you know, like I talk on based off my perception of things and what I understand. So I don't know everything, but at the same time, I'm a spiritual person. You know, I ain't really never been a religious person. I almost got forced into it as I was a kid, like I said before. But at the same time, like I had to let go of that and like add some layers that actually was for me. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, I'll talk to y'all later. Take care. Love y'all. Peace. I'm out.